Hey guys, what's up? It's Jessie Hilgenberg, and today I'm going to walk you through 6 exercises that I have designed specifically for women over 40 that will help maintain and build muscle mass. Now, what's important there is that once women reach the age of 30 plus, it becomes so important for us to build and maintain our muscle. Building muscle and working out and lifting weights helps keep you strong. It helps improve your balance. It helps decrease bone loss. It helps increase your metabolism. It will keep you healthy in so many different ways. So if you're ready, I have chosen these exercises specifically. I'm gonna walk you through why they keep you injury-free and help build muscle. So let's do it. Okay, we're gonna kick it off with the glutes. We're gonna start with hip thrusts. I'm adding a hip abduction to it too. So I've got a barbell, a bench, and a hip circle band, all right? I wanna make sure I tell you guys before we start any of these exercises, make sure you're warming up. Anywhere from 5 to 10 minutes on a piece of cardio is perfect. Make sure you have water with you, drink plenty of water. And remember, the goal for any of these exercises or for any workout is not excessive soreness. We're here to lift weights, build and maintain muscle. If you have any sort of limitations or injuries, make sure you discuss with your doctor before you start any sort of a weightlifting program. All right, let's do it. I'm using bumper plates here. Okay, these are rubber plates, and what I like about that is it lifts the barbell up off the ground. So imagine if these plates weren't here, if you had these are just 10 pounds. So if you just had 10-pound iron weights or no weight at all on the barbell would be really close to the floor, and it would be really hard for you to get underneath it like this. So if at all possible, try to find yourself some bumper plates. Again, these are just 10 pounds, nothing crazy here. And then additionally, you wanna make sure you have a nice padding on the bar. So you can use a pillow, you can use a rolled up yoga mat. I'm just using a squat sponge here, okay? And then before we get started, we're gonna put the band on. Okay, and we're gonna put it right above our knees. All right, now, once you have your bench in place, roll the bar up about to the crease of your hips. Bend your knees just a little bit and get your elbows up on the bench until you feel your shoulder blades nice and cozy on the bench. Okay, you don't want to be too low down. You don't want to be too high up. You want to make sure your lower shoulder blades are just right on the bench. Okay, and then our feet are pointed straight ahead or slightly turned out, whatever's comfortable for you. And what this exercise does is it works your glutes, it works your hamstrings, but you're also going to get quad activity and some core, okay? So that's why I love this exercise. So what we're gonna do is just dip our hips down like this, okay? Keep your chin nice and tucked into your chest, and your gaze during this exercise is gonna be straight ahead. Now squeeze your glutes and scoop your pelvis up like this, all right? And this whole entire time, you're gonna be pushing against that band. You can even do a full abduction like this if that's comfortable for you, all right? And now let your hips bend back down to the ground and squeeze the glutes, scoop the pelvis up, do a hip abduction, and come back down, all right? All right, let's do it. Let's work those glutes. All right, exercise number 2 is the overhead press. Now, what I want you guys to notice as we go from exercise to exercise is that I'm mostly choosing here compound exercises. What a compound exercise is an exercise that utilizes more than one joint and taxes more than one muscle group at a time. So if you think about it, let's say bicep curls, right? We're doing a bicep curl, our elbow joint is the only joint moving, and our biceps is the only muscle group moving. Now, when you do an exercise like the overhead press, you are working more than one joint, so your elbow's moving and your shoulder joint is moving. and multiple muscle groups are being taxed. Your shoulders, your chest, your core, okay? So lots of things are going on with compound exercises, giving you the most bang for your buck. All right, so let's go into overhead press. A few pointers before we do an overhead press. When you guys have the dumbbells or the barbell in your hand, you want to stack the weight, your wrist, and your elbow. So you never want to be forward like this or backward like this, okay? And you want to make sure you have those 90-degree angles. So you don't want to be too wide, you don't want to be too narrow, all right? So what you want to try to strive for is not having your elbows too far forward, because then your upper back is going to round, okay? So you want to have your elbows out to your side so you really feel your upper back engage, okay? And then keep that stack right here. You're gonna have your feet about hip to shoulder width apart, a soft bend in your knee, and get your abs and your glutes nice and tight, okay? And from here, you're just gonna bend down a little bit with your knees and pop up with the weight. Okay, if you have a barbell, make sure your head stays out of the way. And I'm gonna show you exactly how to do that using a barbell. Now, this squat rack is attached to the wall, and there's not enough room for me to turn around and show you exactly how you do it. So I'm going to take the barbell off the rack, spin around, and do it facing the camera so that you learn from the best angle. Okay, your grip is a little wider than shoulder width. Okay, I've got a stance that's about shoulder to hip width apart. Okay, soft bend in my knees. The bar is resting in between my chin and my collarbone. My wrist, my elbow, and the weight are stacked. Bend down a tiny bit, make sure your face is out of the way, and press up from here. Now from here, I don't want this to be the end of the movement for you. I want you to get a full range of motion. So you're gonna use your upper back and your traps to really get that final extension, okay? And then bring it down nice and slow, bend the knees a tiny bit, and push it back up, getting that full extension. Coming back down to about your collarbone, and getting the full extension at the top. And when you're done, place the barbell in the rack. Okay, let's go. Okay, third exercise are banded box squats. So another awesome compound exercise. You guys can do these with or without the band, but I wanted to show you why we use a band and how it can really improve your squat. So I'll put the band on. So the band is gonna go right above your knees, and the purpose of this is just to improve your squat form. So when you go down into a squat, it's so easy to have your knees cave in like this, and having the band around your knees in this way makes it so that you're forced to push against the band during a squat, keeping your knees pushed out during the squat, which is the proper form. Okay, so from here, we're gonna start with the bar racked in a squat rack, okay? You're gonna get underneath the bar, make sure your feet are side by side, the bar is sitting on your traps, okay? Nice and even on the bar, and bring the bar up off the rack and step back toward our box, okay? The box is there for really confidence, but it allows you to have a target. Okay, so my heels are actually touching the box, and that's a really good spot for you guys to be. My feet are shoulder width apart with my toes pointed out just a teeny tiny bit. Okay, now really engage your lats and hold onto the bar with a nice tight grip and get your lats nice and engaged. Okay, you're gonna take a big deep breath in. And from here, you're gonna hold that breath and just act as if you're sitting back into that chair. So you're gonna break at the knees and the hips, okay? Keeping a nice rigid spine. Go back, keep your knees pushing against that band. Once you feel your skin hit that box, squeeze the glutes and come back up to the top. Okay, so that's the motion you guys are gonna have. You can absolutely do this without the box, but I love having the box there as a target and to build confidence. So many women and Jessie's girls that I talk to are scared of the squat and are especially scared of the squat rack. And it is absolutely nothing to be afraid of. Squats build your glutes, build your quads, build your hamstrings, help strengthen your back. It's a phenomenal exercise for the core and just for your overall strength. So I want you guys to get comfortable using it. Having a box or a chair there is huge. I'm not gonna even tell you exactly what height to have the box because everybody's squat depth is different. So this height is great for me, but if you guys wanna start in the gym with just a regular weight bench or a chair at home, that works perfectly too. So walk through all of these steps, go through those motions, grab a band if it helps you push your knees out, and let's do it. Our next exercise is a reverse lunge plus biceps curl. Now you guys can absolutely do this exercise as two separate exercises. You can do a reverse lunge and then you can do a biceps curl. I'm putting them together because of time and because they go together great. And I didn't want this video to be 30 minutes long showing you each one of these individual exercises. I wanted to give you a great biceps exercise and a great lunge exercise. So we're gonna just put them together in one exercise. All right, all you need is yourself and a pair of dumbbells for this. So go ahead and grab the dumbbells. You're gonna hold them at your sides like this, okay? And we're gonna go into our reverse lunge. So what that looks like is you just standing up nice and tall, your glutes and your core are engaged, and you step back, land your back foot, and go down into a lunge. Now from here, I want you to maintain your knee over the foot. Okay, so make sure your knee is tracking with your foot, not poking out or sticking in, okay? And keep that shin vertical if you can. Now, one thing I wanna talk to you guys is it's not bad for your knee to go beyond your toes in a squat or a lunge like this, but because I chose exercises for this specific video that are gonna help women and men, but everybody over the age of 40, over the age of 50, sometimes bad knees and aching knees can come into play. Okay, now if you're young and your knees are perfectly healthy, there is nothing wrong with your lunge looking like this with your knee tracking far beyond your toes. But what I want to show you guys in this specific video is when you step back into that reverse lunge, keeping that shin vertical will protect your knee. Okay, so just keep that in mind. And now another reason we're doing a reverse lunge instead of a forward lunge is because sometimes with our bad knees or our aching knees, that forward momentum, okay, with the knees, that forward momentum moving forward and going into a lunge is bad for our knees and it can hurt. So doing a reverse lunge kind of avoids all of that because we get to step back, we get to keep our shin vertical, okay, and there's no forward momentum or forward traction or tracking with that knee. And then you step up and we get to work on that hip extension, which is awesome for the glutes. So from the bottom, you get to work on extending the hips and coming up to the top. So if all of that made sense, really a reverse lunge is just there to protect your knees, okay? So we have our dumbbells and we step back into our reverse lunge, keeping everything I just said in mind. Once you step up, then holding the dumbbells just like that, you can do your biceps curl, okay? And step back. I prefer to do all reps on one side before switching to the other, so I'm just repeating the same leg here, but you can do alternating if you'd like. All right, let's do it. All right, next up is a bent over row plus a triceps kickback. So again, you guys can do these completely separate if you want, but we're gonna work our triceps and we're gonna work our back, okay? The bent over row incorporates a lot of different muscle groups. So the position of your body will be your feet about shoulder to hip width apart, okay? Your knees are apart and you've got about a 45-degree bend with your torso here. The dumbbells are gonna be held right at your side with a parallel grip, so your palms are gonna be facing each other. And from here, you're gonna activate your lats, bend your elbows, and bring the dumbbells up to your sides. Now, what I want you guys to imagine once you have the dumbbells up like this, okay? Once you guys have the dumbbells here, I want you to get the full range of motion. So I really want you guys to squeeze your upper back muscles, almost like you're trying to touch your elbows together behind your back, right above your spine, okay? So keeping your glutes nice and engaged, keeping your core engaged, activate the lats, bring the elbows up, dumbbells to your side, make sure you get that final squeeze and come back down, okay? Now, if you're gonna add a triceps kickback to it, you're gonna come up, do the squeeze, bring the dumbbells up like this, back to the starting position, and back down, okay? So the exercise looks here, triceps kickback, down, and release. Now, what I want you guys to make sure you don't do in the triceps kickback is swing too far forward right here, okay? So once you bring the dumbbell up for the bent over row, then you just extend the elbows, bringing the weight up here and right back to this position where all you have to do is just go straight down, okay? Now, if you were to do the tricep extension and start here, then you would be coming down like this. So I want the dumbbells facing right here after the extension so that all you have to do is go straight down. All right, let's get it. All right, we made it. We're on the final exercise of the 6 movements that will make you the most badass 40+ woman out there. All right, this one is just gonna be a plank, but I decided to also mash it up with a chest exercise too, because I didn't throw any of that in here. So you guys can do these completely separate. You can do the chest exercise separate from the plank, or you can put them together like I'm gonna show you how to do. Okay, so we're gonna get into a plank position. Depending on your core strength, you guys can do these from your knees like this, or you can be all the way up high in a high plank position like this. Now, the position for your arms, you wanna make sure that your wrist, your elbow, and your shoulders are stacked, okay? So your wrist is falling out right underneath your shoulders, okay? And your hands are gonna be a little wider than shoulder width apart. All right, so from here, if you're doing it from a high plank position, you're just gonna hold this for time. Now, if you wanna add the chest movement into it, it's just a simple push-up. So from here, you're gonna come all the way down, as low as you can to the floor, use your chest and your core and push back up. Now, to show you guys what that looks like from your knees, you're gonna be right here, come all the way down to the floor and push back up. Now, you guys will feel that push up all the way across from the anterior delts, your front delts, all the way across your upper chest and all the way to the other shoulder. You're gonna feel this in your core, you're gonna feel it in your upper chest and your anterior delts. So if you guys don't wanna combine them, you can just stand here. So if you guys don't wanna combine them, you guys can just be here in a plank for time, okay? Either on your knees or in a high plank, depending on your core strength, or you guys can go ahead and add the push-up into the mix, all right? If you're doing the push-up, I don't want you to flare your elbows out, and I don't want you to if you guys are doing the push-up, I don't want you guys to be flaring your elbows out like this, okay? I want you guys to keep your elbows close into your body, just like this, as you push your body weight back up, and that'll keep all of the weight in your shoulders and your chest. All right, that's it, let's do it. All right, you guys, thank you so much for following along. I hope you learned a lot from these 6 plus exercises that I walked you through today. Remember, lifting weights is so powerful, whether you're awesome and in your 20s or you're a 40 plus badass female like me. Please give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and don't forget to hit that notification bell so that you always get notified of all my videos just like this one. And be sure to check out jessiefitness.com for all of my Jessie's Girls training programs. See you next time.